Hi everybody. In the last video that I did when I shared my fan fiction chapters, my face was cut off for half of it, so I'm refilming it so that way you can see my whole face. So for these two fan fiction chapters for my Matthew Perry tribute anthology, the first one these are like Thanksgiving and Christmas centered episodes. The first episodes take place in season 4. And they're centered around Chandler and Kathy's relationship. Now, if Chandler and Monica did not end up getting married, these are the pairings I saw being together. Chandler and Kathy and Monica and Richard. Despite the weird age gap between Monica and Richard that I talked about in the previous post about double standards. Anyway, the one with Kathy. It was an interesting Thanksgiving at my cousin Rachel's, to say the least. I found out that Uncle Joey's girlfriend Kathy cheated on him with Uncle Chandler. Uncle Chandler got into a huge argument with Uncle Joey, and as a punishment spent Thanksgiving dinner in a box. I felt sad that Uncle Chandler did not get to eat Thanksgiving dinner with the rest of us, or to say goodbye to Kathy properly. I was so confused by everything that was happening, so, after dinner was over and cleaned up, I went into Monica's bedroom to be by myself. Monica knocked on the door. "Hi, honey, are you all right?" I shook my head. "No, Monica. I'm very sad that Uncle Chandler didn't get to eat dinner with us." Monica rolled her eyes. "Your uncles are not the most mature sometimes, that I have to admit. Why was Uncle Chandler in a box?" Monica sighed. "Kathy cheated on Uncle Joey with Uncle Chandler, and Uncle Joey did not handle the situation very well. How do you think he could have handled it better?" Monica squeezed my shoulder. "Uncle Joey should have accepted Uncle Chandler's apology instead of telling him to spend Thanksgiving in a box." There was a knock on the door. It was Uncle Chandler. "Can I cut in?" Monica glanced up at Uncle Chandler. "Absolutely, Chandler. Janina's very upset because of what happened with you and Joey." Uncle Chandler sat down on the bed next to me and pulled me close. "What's up, pal?" I looked at him. "I hated not sitting next to you at dinner, Uncle Chandler. Couldn't you and Uncle Joey have worked out your fight another way?" Uncle Chandler sighed. "Uncle Joey would not listen to me when I tried to apologize. I am kind of frustrated with him. He really should have heard me and Kathy out." "I like Kathy a lot, Uncle Chandler. Are you going to get back together with her?" Uncle Chandler kissed my forehead. "I hope so, honey. I really want you to meet her. You will really like her." 3 weeks later, it was the week before Christmas, and I was back in New York again. I was so excited to see that Uncle Chandler was back together with Kathy. She knelt down in front of me. "Uncle Chandler told me so much about you, honey. It's nice to finally meet you." I smiled. "It's nice to meet you, too. I'm glad that you and Uncle Chandler made up. Did you work things out with Uncle Joey?" Kathy nodded. "Yes, we explained to him that we had a lot more in common. We told him that we didn't mean to hurt his feelings by cheating on him." I let out a relieved sigh. "I'm so happy to hear that." Uncle Chandler squeezed my shoulder. "Does it sound fun to go ice skating with Kathy and I today, Sunshine Girl?" I smiled. "Definitely." Uncle Chandler scooped me up in his arms and held me close. "I love you so much, baby angel," he whispered. I nuzzled his neck. "Your special girl loves you too, Uncle Chandler." Kathy is a lot of fun to be with. I hope her relationship with him lasts a long time. For Christmas, Uncle Chandler got me tickets to see Kathy in her play. I am so excited. It should be a lot of fun. Her play is at the end of January. I got to miss school on the last day of January, and Mom drove me to the train station at 10 a.m. "Have fun with Uncle Chandler this weekend, sweetheart. I will see you on Sunday, all right?" I kissed her cheek. "I will see you on Sunday, Mom." When I got to Grand Central Station, Uncle Chandler was waiting for me at the platform. "There's my special girl. Are you excited for Kathy's play?" My grin was a mile wide. "I sure am. Thank you for the awesome Christmas present, Uncle Chandler." Uncle Chandler put his arm around me. "I asked Kathy to get the cast to sign a playbill for you." My jaw dropped. "Really?" Uncle Chandler smiled. "Yeah. Yes, really, it's at the apartment waiting for you. That's amazing. Is anybody else going to the play with us? Uncle Chandler nodded. Yup, Ross is coming with us. We should have a great time. I bristled. I'm still a little mad at him for how he treated Rachel, Uncle Chandler. Uncle Chandler gently kissed my forehead. I know, honey. Do you want to talk to him tonight on the way home from the play? Sure. Later that night, after the play, we met Kathy in the lobby after her performance in it. I squeezed her tightly. Thank you for the autograph playbill, Kathy. I will always treasure it. Kathy kissed my forehead softly. You're welcome, sweetheart. Did you enjoy the play? I nodded. I sure did, Kathy. You did a great job. Thank you very much. On the way back to the apartments, I looked at Ross. I'm still mad at you, Ross, because of how you were so mean to Rachel. Ross rubbed my back. I know, sweetheart. I'm so sorry for making you upset. If you get back together with her, are you going to be nicer to her? I hated how you made the pros and cons list about her and Julie. Ross grimaced. I should probably apologize to her for that, huh? I nodded. Yes, Uncle Chandler and Uncle Joey should apologize to her too because they helped you with it. Uncle Chandler rubbed my back. We promised to do that, honey. Back at the apartment, after I got ready for bed, I was curled up reading my book for English class when Uncle Chandler knocked on my door. Is that a good book? I nodded. Yeah, I have to write a book report on it. It's pretty good so far. Uncle Chandler pulled me close to him. What did you think of Kathy's play? My eyes lit up. This was my first ever New York City play. I thought Kathy did a great job. Thank you again for the best Christmas present ever, Uncle Chandler. Uncle Chandler kissed my forehead. You're welcome, sweetheart. Kathy said she's really glad that you enjoyed it. You looked uncomfortable during a scene where she was having sex with her co-star. That part was probably a little bit too mature for me, Uncle Chandler, but other than that, it was a great show. Uncle Chandler looked at me. Do you want to know a secret? I nodded. The sex scene made me uncomfortable, too. I looked at him confused. Why would that bother you, Uncle Chandler? She was just acting. Ross said the same thing. What's the matter, then? I'm a little jealous. I rolled my eyes. I've kissed boys plenty of times in my plays, Uncle Chandler. Like me, Kathy was just acting. You shouldn't be feeling like that. Uncle Chandler's wounded eyes met mine. Can you blame me if I don't? Janice cheated on me. Uncle Chandler, Kathy cheated on Uncle Joey with you, or have you totally forgotten that? Uncle Chandler sighed, but did not reply. I wanted to tell you that you're no saint either because of what you did to Uncle Joey. You're right, Sunshine Girl. Still, can you blame me for not trusting Kathy? I kissed his forehead gently. You worry too much, Uncle Chandler. Kathy is not going to cheat on you. Let's get some sleep, okay, baby angel? Uncle Chandler clicked off my bedside lamp. I nodded. I love you, Uncle Chandler. Baby, you always have a piece of my heart. I love you too. Good night, Uncle Chandler. I nuzzled into his chest and shut my eyes. Good night, sweetheart. So the next chapter, the one with the holiday memories, covers 3 different holiday episodes. The one where Ross got high, the one with the routine, and the one with the holiday armadillo. Last year, I got to spend an extended holiday vacation with my cousin Rachel, Uncle Chandler, and their friends for Thanksgiving in the first week of December. Rachel made a Thanksgiving trifle, which ended up somehow had a shepherd's pie mix in. I don't know how she managed to mix the 2 recipes together. It tasted pretty gross to me. I'm sorry, I have a scratchy throat tonight. Ross and Monica were screaming at their parents, spilling each other's secrets, which led to an announcement that Monica and Uncle Chandler are moving in together. I got both a headache and a stomachache after dinner because of the screaming and the disgusting pie that I agree with Ross completely tasted like feet and went into Monica's room to lie down on her bed with the lights off. I heard a soft knock on the door. Baby Angel, are you all right? Uncle Chandler whispered. I shook my head. No, Uncle Chandler. I have a headache and a stomachache. Uncle Chandler nodded. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me see if Monica and Rachel have any medicine for you. I nodded. Uncle Chandler came back a few minutes later with liquid Motrin and a glass of water. Here you go, kiddo. Do you want me to stay here with you for a few minutes? I nodded. Uncle Chandler, are you excited to move in with Monica? Uncle Chandler rubbed my back. Sure am. I can't wait to spend more time with two of my favorite girls in the whole world. I smiled. You two are very special to me, I whispered. Love you, Uncle Chandler whispered. I love you too, Uncle Chandler. Uncle Chandler kissed my forehead. I'll let you sleep, okay? I'm gonna go help Rachel and Monica clean up. I nodded and shut my eyes. The next day, Monica and her dad took me shopping for Christmas gifts. Monica's father knelt down in front of me. Monica told me that you like to read. I wanted you to pick out a book today at Barnes & Noble's as an early Christmas present. I looked at him shyly. You're so nice to me, Mr. Geller. Monica squeezed my shoulder. Honey, don't be shy, she whispered. Monica's father wrapped me in a hug. Call me Grandpa Jack, sweetheart. Monica and Uncle Chandler will be married within the next year. Oh, I nodded, okay. I love you, Grandpa Jack. I love you too. Monica, what should we get Uncle Chandler for Christmas, I asked. Monica shrugged. He's hard to shop for. I'm sure we will figure something out. Let's head to Macy's. The next week, I was helping Monica bake cookies and decorate the apartment for Christmas. How's school going, honey? Monica asked. Pretty good. I smiled. Pretty good. I get my report card next week, so I am pretty nervous. Which class seems to be your hardest one? Math, I whispered. Monica wrapped me in a hug. How about I help you with your homework after we do some decorating? I smiled. Awesome. Thanks, Monica. Monica kissed my forehead. You're welcome, baby girl. Let's get to work. It took us about 2 hours to complete all of the cooking and decorating. Did you know that Ross and I are going to be on TV? I shook my head. No. Monica grinned. We are going to be on Dick Clark's New Year's Eve special for the dance contest portion. My eyes lit up. Can you teach the dance to me? Monica's eyes met mine excitedly. Sure, it will be fun. We spent the next 20 minutes dancing. Afterwards, we sat down on the couch exhausted. You're the best, Monica, I whispered. Monica kissed the top of my head gently. I love you so much, sweetheart, she whispered. I love you too. Uncle Chandler entered the apartment a few minutes later. Everything looks great and something sure smells good. I smiled. We baked lots of Christmas cookies, Uncle Chandler, and Monica just showed me the dance she and Ross are going to do on TV. Uncle Chandler kissed Monica's head and then kissed mine. I'm really glad that you two are bonding. I'm going to change out of my work clothes, and then we can watch Christmas movies and order some Chinese food. I reached up and squeezed Uncle Chandler's hand. I love you, Uncle Chandler. I love you too, Princess, Uncle Chandler whispered. This year, Ross taught Ben about his Jewish heritage in Hanukkah. I don't get to see my cousin very often since Carol, Susan, and Ben live 30 minutes away from Manhattan, so when I sat next to him on the couch, I pulled him into a hug. It's my Benny boy, I said. Ben recoiled. Ew, you have cooties, get away, he said. Monica patted Ben's shoulder. Can you be a little bit nicer to Janine, sweetie? You don't get to see your older cousin that often. Ben groaned. Okay, Auntie Monica, I promise to be nicer. We sat on the couch and listened to Ross's story. Suddenly, the door to the apartment opened. I could tell that it was Uncle Chandler dressed as Santa, but didn't want to spoil the surprise for Ben. When Uncle Chandler saw Ross dressed as the armadillo, he looked just as confused as I was. They had a funny back-and-forth conversation. That ended in the quote, if Santa and a holiday armadillo are in the same room for too long, the earth will implode. Merry Christmas. I looked at Monica. Monica, what does the armadillo have to do with Hanukkah? Monica shrugged. Absolutely nothing. Personally, I think Uncle Chandler probably got the last Santa Claus costume at the costume store, and Ross probably got there after him, and the armadillo costume was the only costume that they had left. I nodded. That makes sense. Ross was sitting on the couch with Ben in his lap. I walked over to the Christmas tree and grabbed my present for Ben from under the tree. Benny, I'm not going to see you for Christmas. I wanted to give you my gift now, okay? Ben nodded. Thank you, he whispered. I kissed his forehead softly. You're welcome, honey. I love you. Ben smiled at me. I guess you don't have cooties after all. I love you too. Uncle Chandler walked up behind the couch, still in the Santa Claus costume with tears in his eyes. I reached up and squeezed his hand. The best Christmas gift I could ever get is seeing you and Ben get along, sweetheart. You each have a piece of my heart, and I love you very much. We love you too, Uncle Chandler, I whispered. So, I'm assuming that in the one with the holiday armadillo, Ben is about 5 or 6, and by this point in the series, season 7, I was around 13 or 14. So usually, like, for most people, you stop believing in Santa Claus when you're a teenager, but for me, it's a little bit different. I mean, I believe more in the spirit of Christmas than I do Santa, but I had to believe in Santa for longer than usual because I have a lot of little cousins, or I did. Most of them are in their 20s now, but I have, like, second cousins who have younger kids, so I have to believe in Santa for them most of the time. But I would say I still believe in Santa or the spirit of Christmas, even though I'm in my late 30s. So I wanted to know what your favorite Christmas episode of Friends is. I would say that my favorite episode is probably the one with the routine and the one with the holiday armadillo. And then my favorite Thanksgiving episode is the one with the football and the one with the late Thanksgiving where Monica and Chandler find out they're going to be adopting a baby. So thank you for tuning in. Have a great night.